And we're back. It's me. It's me. It's that MA Double T. And riding with me again as always on a Friday afternoon. Hello, beautiful people. It is the HugePop Sports Broadcast. It is the HPSP.
There you go. How you guys doing today? That's some cool intro music though, by the way.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Shout out to our boy Joe Harris.
Joe Harris, thank you.
Great Now on today's program, we're going to be talking about the NBA basketball playoff push. We got like 26 games left. NCAA basketball, we got Marchmadness just around the corner. We have the NHL playoff push getting ready to just ramp up here. We have NCAA hockey starting their March Madness pretty darn soon. And then we have the MLB preview show. So we got a lot to cover in a very short period of time. So let's go.
Right.
So the NBA, we're going to start with that because that's the only one that really doesn't matter to me right now. The playoff push right now is your usual suspects. They play that stupid play-in bullshit where they have a play-in tournament to see who gets the 8th seed or whatever.
Yeah.
Boston, Cleveland, Milwaukee, New York, Philly, and Orlando pretty much in the driver's seat to make it into the playoffs. They're guaranteed. I would say they're guaranteed unless they all just start sliding. And then the West, we have Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver, the Clippers, Phoenix, and New Orleans Pelicans. And that puts Dallas, Sacramento, LA, and Golden State on the outside looking in. They have to get in. They got to win that play-in tournament. So, hey, LeBron, that mid-season tournament you won, the only championship you're touching this year, buddy.
Yeah. I'm shocked to see the Golden State Warriors only 10. They've been on I think they won their last 7. That must be how sucky they were prior to their last 7 games, man. It's amazing.
Well, the thing with Golden State is they'll get hot at the right time and they're dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But again, I'm not gonna really put any stock into anything NBA until the playoffs start, and then that's even pushing it.
Hey, our Pistons aren't in last place. They're not in last place
they're
now.
They're tied for last place with the Washington Wizards.
Well, no, that says on ESPN, Washington has a 37.5 behind. Detroit's 37 behind. Come on,
because they didn't play on a day that Detroit played.
Well, okay, I'll take that.
So we're not the worst team in the league yet.
No, not yet.
So from there, we go into March Madness. We have the rankings out for the top 25. Per usual, we start with number 10. We go 10. Number 10, Duke, down 2 spots from last week. They were 8 last week. They dropped to 10. UNC at 9. Up a spot. Down 2 spots from last week is Iowa State. Up 2 spots from last week. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. We got the Kansas Jayhawks at 7. Arizona last week was sitting at 4. They dropped to 6 this week. Marquette went up 2 from 8 or 7. Tennessee went up 1 spot to 4. UConn dropped 2 spots. They were the number 1 ranked team last week. They dropped 2 spots to 3. Purdue up 1 spot to 2, and the Houston Cougars coming in this week at number 1. There games this weekend, or games right now. Games this weekend. No one in the top 10. Saturday, we have Purdue at home against Michigan State.
That's going to be a good game.
say what you will, Michigan State might be 17-11, but you give them never count a Tom Izzo team out.
No way.
Yeah, Baylor at home against Kansas, that could be an upset because they're both ranked. Marquette travels to Creighton, that could be a very good game and a potential upset. Creighton's 21-8 and Marquette's 22-6. There's a lot that could happen there. NC State travels to Chapel Hill to take on the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
Virginia goes to Duke. Virginia's 21-8, not ranked. And then Houston goes to Oklahoma. Tennessee travels to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. In football, that'd be a hell of a game. In basketball, Alabama's 14 in the nation, and Tennessee's 4. That might be a game worth watching at 8:00 on Saturday night. Gonzaga travels to St. Mary's. They're both pretty much even. But yeah, that's really the games on Saturday, and then Sunday, UConn is home to Seton Hall, and they should absolutely wreck them. So,
I mean, I just love the Big Ten, not Big Ten, but the NCAA tournament when it starts. You know, because I'm looking through bracketology, you know, and names like Grambling State, Little Rock, Merrimack, Appalachian State, High Point, Colgate, South Dakota State. These guys get a chance, you know what I'm saying? Get a chance to come in. And what's that team that's always there that has that old lady that's praying for them all the time?
Oh, that's Loyola Chicago, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, just to watch guys like that get a chance to get into the tournament and play for it. And we've seen, if I'm honest, we've seen several 14 ranked 14 teams get into the Elite Eight. And it's fun to watch.
Well, shoot, a few years back, it was Wichita State. Remember Wichita?
Yes.
They caught fire. There was a team, Valparaiso.
Yes. Yep.
Shocked the world. I think they beat Indiana one year.
Yep.
A team from the MAC that I have ties to because I loved watching it because a buddy of mine played on the team. Toledo, when they made a run, and I think they knocked off Indiana as well.
Yeah.
I thought they for sure, like after they took care of, and that was an Indiana team, if I remember right, with like Tom Coverdale and
yep. Mm-hmm.
and Dane Fife and
yes.
just a bunch of dudes who could shoot the lights out. But it's one of my favorite times of year is March Madness. It's basketball pretty much all day.
Yep.
It starts at noon, and I remember just growing up, spring break was always around that time, so we watched basketball pretty much all day, and that was of course when Michigan was really good and just making the tournament every year, and this year we won't even get invited to the toilet bowl.
You know, and it's interesting because I remember always getting that Detroit Free Press because they had that big black and white printout in the center of the sports section, you know, and we wanted to get like 2 or 3, and we'd like fill out the brackets several ways, and you know, so it's fun. It's fun as fans to fill out the brackets and root for those underdogs.
Now, I propose to you, we fill out brackets.
Okay.
And we have to we'll have to set up some sort of odd rule that we got to throw in there. We have to have at least one upset.
Okay.
We're not going to, ladies and gentlemen watching this, we know if we're going to have that rule, we're not going to have a perfect bracket.
No.
We understand that. But we have to pick at least one upset per bracket.
per bracket.
Per bracket.
Like one upset from Midwest,
Yes.
West, East, and South, huh?
Yes.
Dude, I'm looking at bracketology. If I'm looking and I'm Purdue, I'm loving what people are saying right now. They're putting Purdue in the Midwest in the Detroit thing, starting off in Indianapolis. I mean, who would not want that?
But there's also saying that's their toughest. That's the toughest stop for them. They'd much rather have that game in at Little Caesars Arena in the second grouping, because Indianapolis always has some sort of bracket buster in it.
Yep. Yeah. All right, that's the deal. What's the goal? What's the ultimate end game?
I don't know what. I'll leave it to the people.
Okay.
To see what the loser will have to do.
All right. Remember, I live in Florida. He lives in Michigan, so it's not like we could go out to Applebee's or whatever. So, I can't afford to fly up there either. Okay, right now, all right.
Now here's my thing, and how we're gonna score this is each win is a point.
Okay.
Each win is a point.
So whoever has the many points at the end of the March Madness wins. Now, if I pick Purdue to win it all and they lose the first round, everything that I have on that bracket I might as well count as no points because Purdue got only, right? Am I correct? Because you can't go in, or are we going week by week?
Okay. So say you have the whole Final Four, but you lost Purdue. Okay. Everything that Purdue's supposed to do is you don't get points for.
Okay.
But so you want the rest.
You want the whole bracket filled up.
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect.
Or we could do a week by week.
What's the fans want? It's up to you guys.
Yeah, drop your comments. Let us know what you think, and also let us know what the punishment is for the person who loses.
True.
So let's move on to hockey. Moving on to the NHL, we have ourselves there's 22 games left in the hockey season. There's 22 games left in the hockey season. And Detroit right now is sitting at 60 games played. They're 33-21 with 6 of those with 6 OTLs. They're still in at 72 points, at 2 points better than Tampa. So, if the playoffs started today, a little just throwing this out there in the Eastern Conference, it would be Florida, Tampa Bay, Boston, Detroit, Toronto, Philly, New York, Carolina. It sucks because that Boston team is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I'd almost want to drop to that number 2 seed.
Yeah.
And play Florida in the first round.
Detroit, man, they've been looking solid. I watch them I watch feed of them every time. It's like they went on a winning streak too, so it's been incredible.
They dropped last night. Who they lose to last night? Who did they lose to last night?
They lost to New York. The Islanders.
The Islanders?
5-3, yeah. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-game winning streak, 7-game winning streak. Man.
I think they won like 8 of the last 10.
Yeah, they got hot at the right time. So,
they just need to continue to play solid hockey. I don't know. They don't play tonight. They play tomorrow at 3:00 on ABC. They play the Florida Panthers, so that's a potential playoff matchup. So
Yeah.
They're at home against Florida, so let's go Wings.
Let's go Wings, man. Yep, absolutely. So at the bottom, the Western Conference is what? Dallas, Nashville, Winnipeg, LA, Colorado, Edmonton, and Vancouver, Vegas. The Knights.
Yeah, because it would be Dallas, Nashville, Winnipeg, LA, Colorado, Edmonton, and Vancouver and Vegas. Yeah.
Okay. That Vegas team is sick, though.
Being like with them being a mid seed, that is dangerous because they're good enough to make the playoffs, and they just need to make that run. You know what I mean? Like they just need to.
I mean, I'm a Nashville guy. I love their unions. I love that yellow that they wear. They're hot too. They won 7 in a row, so it's going to be fun. This is the time I love to watch hockey because now they want to play for what means something, So it's fun to watch.
So
absolutely,
we'll be talking about that every week going forward to kind of like. And then next week we're not going to talk about it today because next week we'll kind of go over what we saw at the NFL Combine. The NFL Combine started yesterday. They had the defensive linemen, the defensive ends, and defensive tackles went yesterday. Today is wide receivers and running backs doing all the drills, and tomorrow is quarterbacks, and then Sunday is the offensive linemen. So we will be kind of going over those things. We might have some highlights to show you come next Friday. So stay tuned for that. But that's next Friday. We're going to dive into the NFL Combine and really kind of look at what's going on there. We got college hockey. That's kind of one of those situations where there's not a lot of coverage on it, which is sad because it is super fun to watch. If you're a hockey fan and you don't watch college hockey when you're able to, you're missing out because these kids play with tremendous amounts of heart, and it's the way hockey was supposed to be meant to be played.
Right.
Just give me 1 second. Got D1 ice hockey rankings. The top 10, we got Providence at 10, Maine at 9, Minnesota at 8, Quinnipiac 7, Michigan State 6, Denver 5, Wisconsin 4, Notre Dame 3, Boston University 2, and Boston College coming in at number 1. Again, it's the usual suspects, with Michigan coming in at 16, Western Michigan 12. So
Big Ten is like represented big time, for sure.
Ferris State barely missed it. They ended up. I'm sorry. Oh no, never mind. I thought I saw Ferris State. I think Lake State is really they're sitting to where they're trying to get into the tournament.
Yeah.
Quickly look at who they have this week. Tonight, it looks like it's Lakers wrap up regular season against Ferris State at home.
Okay.
They play the Bulldogs up in Taffy Able Arena and Norris Center.
Now,
I'm trying to figure out if this is something that trying to find out if they are going to be making the CCHA tournament or not. The standings: Lake State had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a sixth ranked team in the CCHA right now.
Okay.
I'm not really thinking that they might.
They'd probably have to win the tournament, you'd think.
They would have to win the CCHA tournament to advance into the NCAA's. It's not, and I don't even think that the number like the. I don't even think the number one team. Who is the number one team here? Bemidji State. They are in the top 25. I think they're like number 25. So the CCHA is not the power it used to be, but it's still a super competitive hockey league. But the Lakers are hopefully going to be making a run at the inside the CCHA. I mean, maybe we have a miracle again, like back in the '90s when they weren't supposed to be any good, but a young goaltender from Canada, maybe they can lead, or maybe someone can lead like he can.
That's right. That's always hope.
So, well, it's baseball time.
Yeah,
Got to represent the English D.
MLB.
And a score update. The Phillies are beating our Detroit Tigers 1-0 in the third inning in the spring training ball game. But it's spring training, so it is what it is. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at I want to. They're not giving me. Okay. Take a look at. We'll go division by division. We'll give our predictions on on what the season's going to look like, what each division's going to look like, and like what you think each team will what each team will end up looking like, and like where each division. So let's start with the National League. That way we can work our way back to
Detroit,
the American League where Detroit plays. Okay. So let's take a look at the National League West. We have Colorado, San Francisco, San Diego, Arizona, and LA.
I mean, I'm just to throw this out there. 100 wins back to back by Los Angeles Dodgers. That team is damn dirty, and to win it, to me, I'm thinking it's going to be between LA Dodgers and I think Arizona Diamondbacks are going to slip in there. They're going to have a good season too. So if I had to pick two teams, I'd be looking at possibly win it. The West, LA for sure will win it, but I think the Arizona Diamondbacks will come in and make some noise.
Now, I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to go Colorado's going to stay where they are. They didn't do anything to improve in the offseason. Really didn't ink anybody that was going to really improve their ability to make a playoff push. I think they might lose 103 games again this year. But I just, to me, they didn't do anything big enough to justify a bump up.
Right.
This is going to go against everything that I think And like my gut just tells me that San Diego is going to absolutely be ass this year. I don't see them being better than the Giants. I think San Diego will end up being the fourth place team. I think San Francisco will jump up to that the 3 spot. And I think it's going to be the Diamondbacks at 2 again. And like you said, with the addition of Shohei Ohtani, and by the way, did you see his at bat the other day? He supposedly had Tommy John surgery. Well, he had Tommy John surgery, and he hit an absolute piss missile. The ball came off his bat so goddamn quick it wasn't funny. Wow. Shohei Ohtani and everyone else on that Dodger team, there's just too many people to like sit there and say their name because the whole team's just ridiculous. They're going to win 100-plus games again next year. No question about it. They have got to be one of the clear favorites to win the National League West, if not the whole National League. So, yeah, the Dodgers win that division.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Moving on to the National League Central. Who you got? Top to bottom, or bottom to top?
Bottom to top Central? I'm going to have to go Cincinnati Reds on the bottom. Pittsburgh Pirates will be followed by that. And my top 3 will going to be Cardinals will take it, Cubs, then Brewers. That's going to be a close division at the end to those. That's going to be Chicago Cubs, Brewers, and St. Louis Cardinals. Probably the Cubs might not be there, but I'm a fan of the Cubs, so I have to put them up there.
Now, again, this is I'm gonna completely. These are my visions of the future, right? This isn't. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Pittsburgh at the bottom. They're going to be the worst team in the division. Followed by the Cardinals at the 4 spot.
Really?
I'm going to go the Brewers at 3 because they lost a lot in their pitching staff. They're not as good as they were last year pitching-wise. So they're going to drop to 3. Chicago's going to stay at 2, and Cincinnati's going to win the division.
All right. That's fair.
De La Cruz is a nasty, nasty man. That team is really good. I'm gonna take the Cincinnati Reds to win the division. So now we got the National League East.
National League East.
Bottom to top. Who do you got?
I want to say the Marlins will be at the bottom, followed by the Natties. New York Mets will be 3rd, and that's going to be a hell of a race. But I think the Braves will be number 1 and Philly number 2.
Yeah, I gotta go Nationals at 5 again. They didn't again. They just haven't done anything to justify moving them from that last place in the division. It all depends on injuries at this point. If the Mets can get healthy, they'll be the number 3. The Marlins are very good, but they're not good enough to. I think they are the 4 spot. The Marlins. I just don't. Again, they haven't done anything to say, "Oh my God," about.
Right.
So I'm going to say Marlins 4. I'm going to pretty much mimic what you just said because there ain't no one touching the Braves in that division. Sorry, Philly fans, but Your boy Bryce didn't deliver last year, and he's not going to deliver this year.
Unfortunately, you're going to see the Braves and the Dodgers in the NL Finals. I have a feeling.
Could be. So let's stay in the East. Let's go with the American League East.
East.
Top or bottom to top again. Who do you got?
That's going to be all around really close, within 10 games of each from the bottom to the top. If I had to put them, I seen the Yankees play, and it's spring training. Get that, but they're not. They're going to be. They're going to finish near the top. I'm going to have to say. I hate the Sox, so put the Bo Sox on the bottom. I'm tough. I'm going to say Toronto Blue Jays at 4. And the Orioles at 3, the Tampa Bay Rays at 2, and the Yankees at 1.
Well, okay, so this is where it's tough because I hate the Yankees. So and as a Yankee hater, I want to put them 5, right? I want them to be dead last.
Absolutely.
And I'm a Boston Red Sox guy. Like, I like Boston unless they're playing Detroit. So, and that's where I'm kind of conflicted, and I don't want to put them at 5, but they really haven't done anything either to make a splash in free agency. So, and I hope I'm wrong. I will put Boston at 4 or at 5. But I will say this: I don't think Tampa's as advertised now. They lost 2 of their best players. Wander Franco is probably done for his entire career or his entire life. So I think they drop out of the top 2. I think they're either a 3 or a 4. And at this point, without Wander Franco in the lineup, I'm putting them at 4, and putting Toronto at Toronto. If they stay healthy, Toronto is better than the Yankees. So I want to put a healthy Toronto team will be a 2. The Yankees will be 3, and I think Baltimore, just the way they played last year, I think they're going to continue playing very well. And I think they're going to win the division again.
Okay, that's fair. They did. Baltimore did impress me. I didn't know about Wander Franco though for the Rays.
He talked inappropriately to younger individuals.
What a toolbox. Yep. Okay.
Way to go, Wander.
Yep.
Way to throw away your career.
I'll be honest with you. A couple years ago, I did Whatnot. It's an app on what you can sell stuff on it, and I did card breaks. And the hottest prospect was Wander Franco. I bet she's not hot no more, right?
Well, let's skip over the AL Central and go out west, where the West is 1. The Athletics, Angels, Mariners, Rangers, Astros in the West. Who we got?
I'm going to put the...
And remember, I think Oakland has moved to Las Vegas this year, so...
I guess I'll put Oakland at the bottom. Rangers or Angels in 4. Seattle in 3. It's going to be battle for Texas, the state of Texas again. I want to put Houston at 2 and the Rangers at 1. They're coming off a great year. They got Grant Wolfram hopefully be in a rotation somehow, some way. Let's pull for Grant Wolfram and the Texas Rangers to win that division.
That's fair. I'm also going to go with the Athletics and Angels. 5A and 5B. Really toss a coin. Angels might be even worse now that they don't have Shohei Ohtani. So I'm going to go ahead and put either Oakland or the A's or the Angels. One of them will end up with the 4. One of them will be the 5. Now, the 3, 2, and 1 teams. This is where it's going to get interesting. My number 1, I'm going to mimic you. Texas Rangers. They win the damn thing. Mm-hmm. That Seattle Mariner team is better than the Houston Astros. I think that the Seattle Mariners can potentially catch the Rangers if they don't watch themselves. I'm going A's or Astros 3, Mariners 2, and Rangers 1.
Fair, yeah.
I don't think the Astros, their time is just about over. Just about over. And if Nate Slater's out there watching this, the Silverback, I understand you're a Ranger, you're an A's fan. You guys, your boys' time is just about up. Now we're heading to the American League Central. This is where it gets fun, folks, because you don't know. You don't know. This is a throw a dart at the dartboard and see what sticks. Like, where does it land? Just spin the fucking wheel and you see where it lands. That's what the AL Central is. You got the Royals, White Sox, Guardians, Tigers, and Twins.
All right. By unpopular, well, White Sox are going to be the tank of it all. So sorry, Chilo. They're not going to. Your Sox are going to lose their ass this year. I don't know if they'll make 66. Then I'd have to go with the KC Royals. They're not gonna. They're gonna be number 4. I want to put Detroit Tigers at 2 above Cleveland. Minnesota's gonna win that division. They're tough. But I watched Detroit Tigers get their asses handed to them by the Yankees. Yes, it was spring training. Yes, it was the first game of spring training. And I gotta hope the Detroit Tigers don't lose a bunch of players to injuries because their backup pitching sucks. No, of course, the first game of the year, I get that, I understand, but I'm going to say Detroit. The Cleveland Indians are number 3. Detroit Tigers will be number 2. But Minnesota's going to take that division.
I have to agree with you as far as Minnesota winning the division, and I promise you, Detroit will be in number 2. They have a lot to prove. Again, it goes back to if they can stay healthy, they will be dangerous. They can beat teams. And if they stay healthy and they get the pitching that they need, I think they could potentially catch the Twins in that division. It's not going to be a runaway. I just cannot see the Detroit Tigers. They were a absolute garbage team. About halfway through, they rattled off a ton of wins, got within 9. We almost made the playoffs last year. I just can't see us not being at least in a wild card hunt come October.
Yeah.
We will be talked about. I think we will have a legitimate shot at this. I really do. But I'm going to go Kansas City 5, White Sox 4, Guardians 3. It's going to mirror what it did last year, but I think the Tigers are going to be closer than 9 games. I think Tigers will be they'll be inside of 7 games within Minnesota.
Okay. Sure.
I'm looking through well, okay. So I think that's all. That's all we got for the MLB. Again, next week we're going to be talking about the NFL Combine. We're going to be talking about um, um, the NBA playoffs picture. We're going to look into that a little bit more. Look into update our playoff picture for hockey. And then hop into that NFL Combine stuff and kind of talk about what we saw in the combine and like what we thought the highlights were and just the notable stuff, like what we think the team should do, maybe like a mock draft, if you will. Um,
on the combine, I am freaking. I don't know if anybody watches that combine, but I catch highlights on like TikTok. Dudes, big ass men running to 40 in 5 seconds or less. That's impressive. I'm sorry. If I'm JJ McCarthy, if I am Patrick Mahomes, no wonder I'm shitting my pants when I'm backing up to drop for a pass. Because either you better be faster than they or you're getting hit. And I just got to say, I'm impressed with those young kids. I mean, running a 5 second or less 40, no thanks.
There's some of those guys, they'll go out there and they'll run those they'll run those 40s in like these defensive linemen running those 40s in like 4.7, 4.8. Like,
right.
Stupid.
Aiden Hutchinson, I just looked this up. This big dude, last in 2022, ran a 4.74. Do you understand that? Do you understand somebody that's 6'4", maybe huge? Can you understand getting chased by? That's what makes that Detroit Lions defense good. Well, I'm telling you.
So John Ross set a combine record of a 4.22 40. 4.22.
Yep.
It's 40-yard dash. 10 yards in a second? break that down. It's 10 yards every second.
Yep. He's hauling ass.
So he's running a 100-yard dash in 10 seconds.
Adrian Whisper. Coming on here. Man, I love you, bro. I love you. Gookenberger. You're the Gookenberger. Are you going to be the food lady next your next event in April, Gookenberger? No, seriously. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Adrian Whisper, I love you. We talk sports on Friday. We talk wrestling all week and sports on Friday. So, man, but I really, really appreciate you coming on and supporting us. And yes, man, I can't wait till April to get back to XIW.
But yeah, 4.22 40.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Ask a wrestler. Okay, Adrian Whisper, if they got a guy in the ring that could run a 4.22 40, I'd run circles around you.
That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. Next time Scott, you have to do that. You have to set this up. You have to set this up. You have to set this up. Next time you're down with XIW, you need to take your stopwatch.
See, I'm right? Yeah.
And I want you to set Adrian Whisper up with the 40, like set him up with 40-yard dash. I want to see his 40 time.
No, you don't. Adrian doesn't want to see that. No. Thank you again, guys. That's awesome. Awesome.
Tyreek Hill. I can
I
run
can
100
run 100-yard dash in 15 minutes. I'm right behind you at 12. That's awesome. I can run a 100-yard dash in 15 minutes.
To put John Ross's 40 time in perspective, Tyreek Hill, arguably one of the fastest players in the league, right?
Yep.
He ran his in 4.29.
Damn.
Lamar Jackson 40-yard dash was 4.34. Deion Sanders 4.27. Patrick Mahomes runs it in 4.8.
Okay. Wow. I wonder what J.J. McCarthy did.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow because that's when the quarterbacks do theirs.
Awesome. My best.
Cody. Video games don't count, guy. Come on.
Is that running to Taylor Swift or from Taylor Swift? Just asking. I don't know.
I mean, in high school, you didn't graduate. Shut up.
Again, was that away from Taylor Swift or to Taylor Swift? Adrian Whisper says, "I'll take you up on that 40." Okay, ain't scared. All right. Man, hey, Adrian Whisper, I'll give you a call or a text here in a little while.
I run fast. Ask the police. Oh.
He probably does. Well, anyway.
This is getting out of hand right quick.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we're back again I'll be back next Tuesday for another edition of Beyond the Mat. And we will be talking WrestleManias 16, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, and 19, I believe. It'll be in that area. We're kind of running down our road to WrestleMania. So it'll be a lot of fun. If you want to join next week, talk about your favorite moments of those WrestleManias, hop in the chat. We'd love to seeing you there. It's a lot of it's Tuesdays and okay. So 14, 15, 16 or 15, 16, 17 and 18. Okay. Those four next Tuesday. We might touch on what happens on that absolute monstrosity they call AEW's pay-per-view that we'll see on Sunday. We might touch on that. None of that show interests me. I'm sorry, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion. It just doesn't interest me.
Gotcha. I will say this: the only thing that I am looking for to watch it, just because I'm a Sting guy. I love Sting. He's my favorite. Can't wait till I meet him in June. But I want to see what they do. I'm either going to be coming away from there happy or pissed off, because I just hope they put on a match. I mean, I'm going to probably catch heat for this. Wrestling fans out there watching this, I was highly not impressed with Ric Flair's last match. It looked ridiculous. And I'm hoping, but I have a feeling, because Ric Flair and Sting are up there, I hope they don't blow this into some comical relief is what I guess.
It's not going to be common. And if I'm booking this, and obviously I'm not, but if I'm booking it, it is definitely the best time. This is the best time, and I really wish this wasn't exactly Sting's last match, because I think it should be Darby turning on Sting and let them have a singles match to end everything.
Right.
Darby should have been his final match.
Right. And I have a feeling, Matt, this is going to piss me off, though. I have a feeling. I mean, if this is Sting's last match, I hope Tony Khan lets them retire as champions and then have a tournament for the vacated tag team belts. I hope that's what happens. But something tells me that Darby Allin's going to turn on Sting and causing the Young Bucks to win it, and that's going to piss me off.
More than likely.
But, yeah. That's not going to make me happy. So, but on the HugePop Wrestling Podcast, as far as evening show goes, next week I have WXW, a promotion from Florida here. Jonathan Hudson will be on the show. I'm working on some XIW guys, Controversial Inc. and La Brava, and their new champion, heavyweight, XIW's new heavyweight champion. Hopefully get on him on the show. On the 10th, I have Julio Vertigo Rivera, another from here, Florida guy and stuff like that. So a lot of things happening on the nighttime stuff. A lot of things Matt is working on that I'm excited to go on. And I just got off the messengers with WWN, which was Alpha's promotion, the Samoan, and they're done because of health reasons, or Alpha's health, and they've agreed to let HugePop Wrestling Podcast cover their promotion and interview all those guys to keep the promotion alive, because they have a great fan base. So look out for that stuff coming up. So I'm excited about the two names. I won't name them because we want to make sure it's final before but Matt's working on a couple of big names that'd be interesting to be fun. So again, I think the schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be seeing HugePop on those days. So,
guys, and again, let us know what the punishment should be for the loser of the bracket buster, and how we should do the points. Should we go every week, like break it down every week, pick every week, or pick the whole bracket and then go from there? Comments or leave your thoughts about that, what we should do in the comment section. If you're watching this at a later date, let us know. Again, can't do this without you guys. We love you all. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday.
And I'll see you Sunday.